Welcome to Sketchbook Etiquette, where we learn how to use our sketchbook to the max. Now, some of you guys might be saying, I didn't get a sketchbook. That is okay. The school did pass these out with the supplies that were given, but if you didn't get those supplies, that's all right. You can use a notebook and pencil, and that is perfectly fine for your projects. I just wanted to make sure that if you did pick up your supplies, that you could use this so that all your art projects are in one place and you can keep it safe and organized. Okay, so to begin with, as you can see, I made a Roblox version of myself and I put my name. So I would like for you to fill this box with something that's personal to you. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a picture of you, it can be just something that represents you. And then just put your name. You don't have to worry about the grade or teacher since we're not in class. Okay? Now, because we're virtually learning this year, this is where all your art is going to be. So we have to make sure we use these pages and treat them really well. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to make sure that we save the space on our sketchbook well. Okay, so I'm going to show you a do and a don't on the first page. Okay, so as you can see on the top, I did several different sketches, okay? And maybe this was a warm-up that I might have had you guys do in class. And instead of doing just one sketch on this page and then flipping the page and doing another sketch, I just saved this whole top section for all the different sketches that I wanted to do. So I saved the space. Then, instead of just saying, all right, I'm done with this page, I noticed that there's lots more room on the page to still create. So go ahead, if you are done with that sketch or that project or that idea, just put a little line under it so that you can use the bottom half for another project. Now, this is a don't because this is a small drawing that is way up here with all of this white space left. So if I redid this part, the second half of my page, I probably would put my tree to the side, so then I would have room over here to draw something else, and then put another line so that for my next idea, I would still have room to work on the first page. That's right, my friends. You can fit 3 ideas on one page so that we can use our pages well, okay? Now, the next thing is you can use the back of your pages. And look at all this space that I used up. And for, like I said before, this might be another sketch idea that I would have you do. And then I drew a line. And then the next day when we had something else, I was able to use this space down here. Now, if you're coloring with marker, coloring on marker on the back of a page is not a good idea because you'll probably see it here. So if you're on the back of a page, either use just pencil, colored pencil, or crayon so that it doesn't bleed through. Okay? So when you're using marker, only use it on one side of the page. Okay? Just a little helpful hint. If you don't want it to bleed through at all, you can use other supplies as well to color. Okay? But this year we're not going to worry too much about coloring. It's whatever you want to use for coloring, you can. And as long as you're just using your pencil and your eraser, that's very important. Okay? So now, when we do projects, let's say I wanted you to draw your shoe or a shoe in the house, we're going to fill up the whole page for a project. So you'll know when you have a project or when you just have a warm-up or a sketch where you're just brainstorming. Okay, so this would be something that you would turn in. And we would fill the whole page. Now, some of you might be thinking, Miss Williams, what if I mess up? There's lots of ways to fix your mistake. Okay, I would definitely not recommend ripping out a page because that's wasting a whole page. Look at all that white on the back. Do not rip your page out. It does not have to be perfect, and there's lots of ways to fix your problem. Also, do not just scribble all over something that you don't like, okay? On the front, I showed an example here of how I drew something I didn't like, and I just put an X through it, and right below it, I decided to draw it again. So you can fix a mistake by just Xing it out and then using more space below, okay? Another way that you could fix a mistake, let's say I have a problem here. I can get some white paper and cut it out and glue it and cover the area I don't like and then draw right on top of it. Okay, so if you have scissors and glue, you can just patch a little part that you don't like. Okay, you can also, of course, use your eraser. I think you guys should have gotten some pink erasers, the big ones. That would help. And then let's say I made this a really big drawing. There's still space up here. So I could put a squiggly line up here to divide the page. This is still my project. And do some smaller versions up top. Okay? So I just wanted to go over that real quick. Those two important things to remember are, number one, use all the white space as much as you can. And number two, there's always a way to fix a mistake. So if you feel like you're about to rip out your page because you're so frustrated, please wait. And then when we're in class, I can help you problem solve to fix the mistake that you have on your art. Okay? I can't wait to fill all these pages with creative ideas that you guys have.